Alexa, can you hear me? Can you see me? Are we live? Are we live? Are we actually live this time? Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm going to What in the world? What in the world? What in the world? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Everyone can see me. I'm going to close the other one because I actually left it open. It says that you guys are leaving that one. Awesome. Leave. We're done. We're live. We're good to go. You know what? Nothing can get in the way. Nothing can get in the way. Nothing can get in the way of what is for us, okay? Persistence is a motherfucker, okay? Persistence. If you continue to show up, the universe is like, fuck it, damn, okay. We give in. We give in because you're not giving up. So we give in. We're going to give you what you want. Okay? Oh my God. What can we do? All we could do is laugh. All we could do is laugh. Ain't nothing serious going on here. Ain't nothing serious going on here. Let me tell you, I was literally running my mouth for 13 minutes and I'm seeing the chat and I'm like, why are they talking about, no offense, of course you can talk about how you're doing and how your day is going, but I was like, why is the chat not matching what I'm talking? All right, we're good to go. We're good to go. Just so you know, I took a screenshot of the initial chat. So that's what I was answering. I'm gonna go through the answers. I'm gonna go through the things that I was answering. So you don't have to worry about that. I took a screenshot. Okay, so let's start from the top. First things first, if you can again, just put in the chat your human design profile and your Mercury placement, because I think it's good for us to like get comfortable with that information. We can get familiar with each other as well. Okay. So where we're going to start at, we're going to start at the first question, which was Millie. And Millie said that she's focused 100% on content creation, staying consistent. My big question now is what digital products to create. And so what I was saying to that, if you are a human design projector, okay, this is going to support you. And then we're going to answer the second piece of this question. If you are a human design projector, your focus, the way that you show up that's going to support you is to share your wins. And a big piece of this, when I say share your wins, is being grounded so you are present to the many wins. Okay? You need to be present to all of the ways that you are winning, because that's one of the things that you're teaching people. Okay. You're showing us, I'm a projector, so I'm showing you as well, but you're showing us that nothing can get in the way. We're always winning. We're always in a state of success, no matter what the external is showing us. Okay. So as a projector, even if you're specific to crypto, right? Because I know that's what you're into, Millie. When you're trading, let's say you're trading crypto and you lose some money today, right? And you're just like, holy shit, I lost $1,000 today, but this is what I learned. That perspective right there is so powerful, because another person could be like, holy shit, I lost $1,000 today, I'm never trading again. And so when you're showing up from that was a win, no matter what is happening, you experience success, you create a whole different perspective on how to be in life. Okay. And that's part of what we are here to do as human design projectors. So that's the first thing I'm going to recommend for any projector on here. Stick to reframing everything in the lens of success, in the lens of winning, in the lens of I'm good, I'm taken care of, this is just a big game. Okay. So that's number one. When it comes to what digital products to create, now this can apply to everyone, right? When it comes to digital products, you want to engage with your following. And this is why I always recommend, as you're growing on social media, do that at the same time as you're contemplating or putting your digital products together. Because one thing I'll share with you, when I first started making digital products years ago, I was making things that I wanted to make. Okay. I would sit in my little hole and I'd be like, this is what everybody needs. And then I would make it and then nobody would buy it. Okay. No one would buy it. And I would be making ebooks that were like 40 pages long. I don't know who I thought I was. I don't know what to think, what was I doing at that time? But that was me sitting on my hill and being like, I know it all. And what actually works, especially as a 4/6, right? Is to actually engage with your followers, engage with your people. What are they currently dealing with? What are they afraid of, especially with fear motivation? What are they afraid of, right? And then your responsibility, for example, with crypto, maybe you do a checklist, right? 10 things to do before you start trading, or 10 things to look out for as you begin trading to eliminate your fears, right? So you want to like really tap into your motivation, right? So you're pretty much aware of what it is that your people would need. I have need motivation. So I'm very clear on what my people need. Just like we started this conversation, if by the way, if you're watching the replay, I'm just put this in there. If you're watching the replay, we had like 20 minutes before that was actually successful. And we talked about using social media as a healing modality. So you want to go back and watch that. But I knew that you needed to hear that today, because when we're just focused on money, like it's kind of like, I mean, I'm pretty good. I want more money, but I'm good where I'm at. So do I really need to post for money? But me framing it in the way that you can actually heal yourself and propel yourself using social media, it's like, damn, that is something that I need. I do want to feel more confident in myself. I do want to be more consistent. I do want to be more disciplined, because I get the difference that that would make in my life. And I wasn't looking at social media as a way to do that, right? So I knew that that's what you needed today. And so I added it into the conversation. So when it comes to your digital products, your solutions, your offers, you want to tap into your motivation, right? And if you're new to human design, just listen. Don't get frazzled, just listen. You want to tap into your motivation, and you want to have conversations with your people, because sometimes what you think people need, maybe they're not on that level yet, and you need to create something a little bit more beginner, or maybe they're further advanced and they want something further advanced. So you want to have conversations, okay? That is my answer to your question, Millie. Please let me know if that supports, okay? Let's see. The Rhythm Academy. Hopefully you're here. Yes, you are here. 5-1 Manifestor Mercury, Sag in the 7th house. How to ditch the overthinking. Awesome, Millie. Awesome. The Rhythm Academy, how to ditch the overthinking and the fear that what I'm saying, doing, sharing is wrong. That's such a good question. I think that's something that we all deal with. And that's one of the things that I will say. I think I posted a video about this like a couple days ago, maybe, about the power of embarrassment and being willing to be embarrassed. Okay. This is a huge part of success. And I'm going to break it down in a couple ways. First things first, let's say you're getting in a relationship with somebody. Obviously, in your eyes, they are the bee's knees. Somebody else might know something about them that you don't know. Right. And you out here like, this is my new boo, boo, boo. And then somebody comes out and like, girl, that person scammed me out of $1,000. You don't know what people come with. But when you're jumping into something, you have to be willing to be embarrassed. Okay. And being embarrassed is not a bad thing. When I started talking about your Mercury placement, there's something in the back of my head was like, what if astrologers, because I'm not an astrologer, I'm just a girl that likes astrology. Okay. I like astrology. I think it's like powerful. I love human design, but I'm not an astrologer. Some of the things that astrologers be posting, I'm like, I don't fucking know that. What is that? And I'll be tuned in learning information from them. So there was a part of me that was like, what if an astrologer comes out and says, Mercury is not the planet for that. That's not what you're supposed to be using. But I posted it anyways, because I learned this information, I applied this information, I started to see results, and so I was 10 toes down about it. And so even if there was some sense of someone could come and tell me that I was wrong, I believed in what I was talking about so much, and that was what propelled me. And so in my opinion, and my advice to you when it comes to overcoming that fear of what if I'm saying something wrong or doing something wrong, you have to know that what you believe is what you believe. And if you're 10 toes down about what you believe, it's going to work. And if you continue to show up and you also share how it's working, guess what? Other people are going to jump on the bandwagon with it. Other people are going to say, damn, like that's actually something that I kind of saw for myself as well. Okay. So there has to be a sense of embarrassment. You get into a new relationship, you don't know what that relationship is going to take you through, and you might get embarrassed. Okay. Trust me, I experienced this when I first got into the relationship that I'm in now. There was a sense of embarrassment there. When it comes to your business, it's the same thing. You have to be willing to be the odd man out because you believe in XYZ so much and you're seeing results in your life so much. And it's so simple, down to like this. For example, I got some lip stuff from NYX the other day. This is a hydrating gloss serum. If I'm real, I'm probably not going to promote this. I'm not going to share it. It didn't feel that smooth and juicy and lovely. But this right here, this is a lip elixir by Satcho. I love this. I love this so much. And when it comes to like, if I'm going to share this, there's probably going to be people in the comments like, I hate that shit. It dries my lips out. I don't like that. I could be embarrassed about that. I could be worried about other people's opinions. But if it works for me, I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it. And so the way to get over overthinking is to take action. That's the only thing that I can say. Take the action. If it works for you, be happy that it works for you. Show up in the energy of it works for me. I love that it works for me, and know that that is enough. Okay, you're not here to prove anything to anyone, especially if you have an open heart in human design. Okay? If you have an open heart, you are not meant to prove anything. And even if you have a defined heart, don't go too hard trying to prove anything either. Okay? The Rhythm Academy, let me know if that supports. Millie said, I haven't applied for new jobs. I did put my resume on Craigslist offering real estate services, but I'm not applying for jobs because I'm a projector and I'm waiting for the invitation. Yes. So take up your space on social media. Take up your space on social media. So we talked about the healing capacities of social media, but I want you to start looking at your social media as your resume. Okay, that's your real resume. When I think of, like, for example, I requested a bra from this brand, Hasia, I think it's called. I don't know. I requested a bra from them, a free sample. I got the free sample. I made the video. I was like, holy shit, this bra is amazing, right? And then they DM'd me and they were like, can you send us the code so we can promote your video? And then she was like, and we'll send you some more bras. And I was like, okay. So I'm thinking, and this was like literally 3 days ago that we were having this conversation. Yesterday, my man brings the mail inside. Why do I have 2 new bras from them already, right? And the reason why they're going to send me stuff is because they're recognizing my consistency. I'm not having conversations with them. I'm not proving anything to them. I'm showing up on my stage, which is my social media, and I'm showcasing what I know. And in addition to what I know, I'm showcasing me, my skin, the way I dress, the way that I have my plans. All of that is going to have people say, I want to be a part of that. I want to hitch my little wagon to this good thing that's going on. So I want all of you to look at social media as your live resume. Okay? You don't know who's going to come across it, when they're going to come across it, and what they're going to take from it. This brand probably doesn't give a F about what I'm talking about in my videos, but the fact that I'm willing to show up and share myself is like, yeah, we want her to be wearing our bra. You never know what someone is going to want to get from you. You never know how you're going to benefit someone. I always hear the girls like, oh my God, your skin is so tea. I'm not in here trying to promote my skin. I'm in here trying to Gemini Mercury. I'm in here trying to give you information that's going to have you take full control of your life. But a part of that may be, damn, like I really need to get my skincare together. What do you use, Sarah? So you never know how someone is perceiving you. So utilize social media as your resume and allow whatever it is that people want and need from you, allow them to make that invitation, to make that request. It's a few years ago, I was doing exactly what I'm doing now, but on Facebook and in the Caribbean. And this young lady reached out to me and she was a part of a pageant. And she was like, I'm flying to St. Martin for a pageant I think it was probably like in 10 weeks. And she was like, I want you to coach me in speech coaching. She was like, I don't feel confident speaking and I want you to help me develop my speech capabilities. Was that an offer that I had? Absolutely not. Was I even thinking that was something someone would want from me? Absolutely not. But here I am showing up every single day. I'm expressing myself powerfully. I speak powerfully. I speak clearly. I speak succinctly. So that is what she was enamored by. She may not have been actually listening to the words, but the fact that I showed up every day, the fact that I was communicating clearly, that is what she saw that she needed for herself. So again, use your social media as your resume. You are gifted in so many different ways. A lot of the times we minimize our gifts because we're only focused on this one thing that we're capable of. When in reality, there's so many things that are amazing about you. And when you put yourself out there, you allow people to see that and then say, I want some of that. I want you to be a part of this. I want you to mentor me in this. I want to fly you out to do this. Like, you don't know how the blessings are going to come. Your responsibility is just to show up. That's the only thing that you can control. Show up. So show up. Okay? Tulsa says, I hope I haven't missed anything. My little one took longer than usual to take a nap. Oh, girl, I was afraid that I wasn't going to be here at 1 o'clock. I came on at like 1:07, right? But me and my daughter got up pretty late at like 10:17. I was like, oh shit, I need to get up. And that's when I went and got her up. And so I'm like, she's not going to be ready for a nap at 1 o'clock. But when I went upstairs to take a shower, guess what? She ran upstairs too. And I was like, you know what? Maybe she'll be okay. So I came downstairs and got her a toy and got her a book. Why homegirl was like, she jumped in the bed herself. I was like, oh, maybe you're tired. Maybe you're tired. I didn't even think of that. So everything works out. So we're good. We're good. Do you have any tips to blend in high school? Zoe, we don't blend in here. We take up all of our space. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb. Allow yourself to stick out and then come back here every other week. Yeah, we're going to stick to every other week here on YouTube and just get that little oomph that you need. Like, sticking out is like, you can literally step into your best life at any time. And when we try to blend in, whether as a high schooler or as an adult, you're just stunting your growth. And I think it's an unnecessary part of the process. We do not need to play it small at any time of our lives. And that's probably my 8th house Gemini and Jupiter talking, but there's no point in sticking in blending in my opinion. Amira says, I'm at the beginning of the restart of my journey. I feel like I'm self-sabotaging and scarcity mindset. It's all good. It's all good. I've been creating content and just stuck at posting. I feel like I'm supposed to have a theme or something more to grow my audience. Okay, beautiful. So let's deal with the self-sabotage, first of all, because I literally posted about this yesterday. And so one of the things that I recognize is self-sabotage shows up in many different ways for all of us. Hi, Jennifer. Self-sabotage shows up in many different ways for all of us. And for me specifically, I do have a Leo in the 10th house, and 10th house is all about public image. Leos are big deal baddies, right? I have this way of like, I will achieve, for example, grew to 24,000 followers, right? And then, oh, I'm in the TikTok shop. Let me just focus on TikTok shop. Let me just abandon all of this growth that I had going on and go do something else. Have an awesome time, Deirdre. Have an awesome time. So let me just abandon what I'm already got going on here and jump into TikTok shop. That is very Sarah. If I look at my past, that is what I'll do. And I didn't have the awareness to peep game before, but I have it now. And so I actually messaged someone the other day. I think this is a woman that has like $100,000 in TikTok shop in like the past month, right? And I was like, can you do an audit of my page? I'm wondering if I should start a new page and go to TikTok shop or stay on this one. As soon as I sent the message, I was like, Sarah, you know exactly what you need to do. Continue to grow this page, focus on what you're doing now, and then start another page. And the beautiful thing about starting another page is you get to be living proof of the thing that you are always talking about, which is identify your brand message and then niche down as often as you want. Have as many pages as you want. So if I'm going to be the example, I might as well live into the example instead of self-sabotaging. So it's very important, if you recognize where you're self-sabotaging, have a little moment with yourself. What am I afraid of? What am I afraid of? I'm going to tell you right now, when I think of more people, more money, more love in my relationship, I think, holy fuck, there's going to be more work necessary. And I don't want to do any more work. I want another child. I want to have another child. And a part of me is just like, I don't have it in me to be chasing 2 children around. Even though over here, I'm like, we're going to get a maid. Not a maid. We're going to have a nanny. We're going to have a cleaner. We're going to have all these things. We're going to have a chef. Like I say these things, with my mouth, and then I self-sabotage. Okay? I self-sabotage. And a big reason as to why, in my opinion, like I didn't take action last year. I waited till December. I didn't talk about my digital products every single day, was because more lives as more work to me. Okay? That's my thing. And so whenever there is more to achieve, I'm like, my nervous system is like, girl, we do not want to do anything more. But look at this. Growing from 1100 to 10,000 and 10,000, I think that took about 6 weeks. Then 10,000 to 20,000 took about 15 days. And this is TikTok specifically. I didn't do anything more. And so being able to reference that has really supported me in just like, breathe, girl. You actually don't need to do more to achieve more. You become more efficient. Utilize your systems. So that's how self-sabotage shows up for me. And again, my recommendation is to ask the question, what am I afraid of? Okay? What am I afraid of? And depending on your human design profile, that will tell you a lot. Okay? I have a 4-6 profile. My 4 line is like, do they like me? So if I go to 100,000 people, are these people gonna like me? Like, and then my 6 line is like, is it ready? Am I ready to be sharing more of myself? Am I ready to be sharing deeper into my actual, like, my process and how things are working? Because now more and more people are asking me about TikTok Shop. And I haven't even put my fucking foot on the gas when it comes to TikTok Shop yet. Okay? I haven't even done that yet. I'm just having these momentary wins. I'm enjoying them, but people are curious. So immediately my body goes into freeze mode, like, I don't want to do more. And so I always have to ask myself, what are you afraid of? Which is, I'm afraid of having to do more. And then it's like, okay, got it. Okay, so how can we do what we're doing or do less and still achieve that goal? Always talk to yourself. Okay. And Amira, what I'll recommend, because you have the Viral Mercury method, read the energetic blueprint. Read the energetic blueprint and really tap into what is it that your design needs. Okay. Every single human design profile number requires something different. A 4-6 is going to require something different than a 4-1. Everyone, like, this is how beautiful human design is. Your human body knows what it needs. Your responsibility is to learn what it needs and give it what it needs. Learn what it needs and give it what it needs. When you are regulated and you are still in your body and present in your body, achieving more, having more is easy. It doesn't require anything else physically from you. Okay. But we have to first give ourselves what we need so we feel okay receiving more. Is this making sense? Drop a 1 in the chat if this is making sense, because this is very important. The first system in our lives is our nervous system. The first system in our lives is our nervous system. And if we don't understand our nervous system and give our nervous system what we want, all of these other external things, it's going to seem like I need to bend over backwards to have it. And you don't. You absolutely do not. There are so many creators that are like, I post, as soon as I got to a certain number, I started posting less. I post like 1 video a day now. Sometimes I go days without posting and my account is still growing. Why? Because they're starting to regulate. They're starting to realize, like, all of that heavy lifting I did in the beginning, which I think is great. Posting 3 to 5 times a day in the beginning is amazing, because at that time, that's when the enthusiasm is high. This is specific to your goal. But as time goes on, like I was saying yesterday in my live stream, it starts to run on its own. It becomes its own system, and then you can move on to something else. So probably in a few months, maybe even sooner than that, I won't need to post as much on my current TikTok page, because it's going to be doing its own thing, right? It's going to have its own momentum. So understand that that's how life works. It's kind of like when you because I'm looking outside my window, I'm seeing the trees, right? Initially, when these trees were planted, they were planted as a seed. And every day you probably have to go out there and water that seed every single day, every single day, every single day, maybe for a couple months, until it started to catch itself. Because at that time, now the roots are big enough. The roots are enough to sustain the tree. And now the tree starts to grow. And now It hasn't rained in a couple days. There's probably like maybe a month where it doesn't rain. The trees don't shrivel up and die. The trees are now in a rhythm. They're in a rhythm where they know water's going to come. We're going to be okay. Your responsibility in the beginning of anything, the beginning could last 3 months, 6 months, a year. Water yourself every single day. Soothe your nervous system every single day. Give yourself what you need every single day until your body is in this new rhythm. Sometimes that's affirmations. Sometimes that's journaling. Sometimes that's going for a hot girl walk every single day. You're doing that so you can retrain your nervous system to this new goal, this new result that you want, this new way of being. That's how I got to where I am in terms of my TikTok. I was listening to the It's Safe to Be Seen audio spell every single day, multiple times a day, because my nervous system, there was a time not too long ago where I was sharing about my relationship and the shock value that happened in the beginning of my relationship. And there was a lot of feedback back to the embarrassment conversation we were having. And I was just like, as much as I love sharing myself, I was put off because the amount of feedback that I got from people who don't know me, people who don't know my man, who don't know my relationship, I was afraid of putting myself out there. Good thing I learned that I have a Mercury in the 8th house. I'm not even supposed to be talking about relationships like that. That's the 7th house thing. Okay. I learned my lesson. But that had me in freeze mode. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to share. And so listening to my audio spell really got me present to it's okay to share, Sarah. It's okay to share. When you share and you share powerfully, your people are going to show up. And then I learned about my Mercury placement. I started to share about what I am meant to share about. And now I am in a momentum. I'm in a rhythm. You have to do the same thing. Soothe yourself into a new rhythm. Okay? This is the difference between where you are and where you want to be. Okay? Let's see. Scarcity mindset. So, Amira, scarcity mindset related to what? And I'm sure this applies to so many of us on here because scarcity mindset is normal. It's something that we all deal with. So, what specifically is your scarcity mindset around? The best thing to do is post the content. Like, just post it. Post it and just run away. Post it, close the app, and run away. Okay? Just leave it. And then when you come back, you'll be like, and you open it, it's like, oh, some people saw it, some people commented, some people, nothing happened. Okay, cool, right? Post it, close it, and run away. Don't not post it. Post it and run away. That's what I would recommend until you feel okay with posting it and then like being there. I feel like I'm supposed to have a theme or something more to grow my audience. Let me see. Amira, what is your, did you share this in this chat here? Amira, 3-5 projector, Mercury in Aquarius in the first and second house. So 3-5, 3-5. That 3 line is really what you're here to master in this lifetime. So the 3 line is mastering trial and error. So everything that you're feeling afraid of is exactly what you're here to master. Exactly what you're here to become better at. Anything else in this chat that I need to read? Okay, cool. So we're done with those questions from the original conversation, and we can come back to this one here. Okay, boom. So I'm going to read these comments, and I'm going to share some of the stuff that I wanted to share about today with you, and then answer any additional questions. Samantha, Self-Care Oasis, welcome, beautiful. 2-4, emotional manifesting generator, Mercury in the 8th house. Hey, 8th house girly. The Rhythm Academy, 5-1 manifester, Mercury Sagittarius in the 7th house. Millie, 6-2 emotional fair motivated projector, 12th house Libra Mercury. Tulsa Sizemore, 4-6 sacral manifesting generator, Cancer Mercury in the 8th house. Amira, 3-5 projector, Mercury and Aquarius in the 1st house. Deidre, manifesting generator, 3-5 Mercury, 11th house Libra. Okay, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, Tulsa says taking action. Yes, sitting in the overthinking is suffocating. Just doing is actually easier for me sometimes. Yes, 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 yes. I think it's always important to touch on this. Like, your overthinking is really related to your body wanting to, well, your brain really wanting to protect you. Okay. If we go back to caveman times, like, we really were living in life or death all the time. And so our brain was always scanning the environment for, things that we should be afraid of and how to protect ourselves. And you'll recognize when it comes to social media specifically, it lives as a scary thing because you're putting yourself out there, right? You're putting yourself out there in front of strangers, people you don't know. You have no idea what comments they're going to make. You don't know what they're going to say. You don't know if someone's going to try to come at you, block you, have your account taken down. Like, you don't know what is going to happen when you put yourself out there. So I want you to recognize that your brain is automatically going to say or think of all the ways to stop doing that. And that's what overthinking really is. It's going to give you all these different scenarios of why you should not take action. And this is why you're going to come in your body and you're going to recognize there's nothing scary going on here. And I like to talk this out with myself, okay? Breathe, Sarah. That's usually what I say. Breathe. There's nothing serious going on here. And then you deal with what is the fear. And so, just like Tulsa said, taking the action is game changing because you'll take the action and then you'll realize, oh, nothing blew up. Wow, what was I so afraid of this whole time? And it's not that you were afraid. Again, going back to your brain wanting to protect you, your brain is saying, this is scary. Let's avoid that by all means. So you'll recognize very quickly, and I say this all the time, get on the court. Okay? Get on the court. That is going to change the game for you. Okay? Get on the court. Shell said, I've had a fear of success for that reason. Yeah, absolutely makes sense. One of my girls has, does she have a Libra Mercury? But one of her things is like, okay, if I blow up and my videos go viral, then do I need to change? Because as I grow bigger, am I gonna have to change myself? And I'm like, no, you actually get to become more of yourself. And so that little secret, sneaky thought of you have to change yourself is what's preventing her from showing up. Right? There's this obsession of it has to be perfect. And so when you're obsessed with being perfect, you're actually just afraid of being yourself. You're afraid of being accepted as yourself. So let me perfect it first. And guess what? Who you naturally are is perfect. You were born perfect, whole, and complete. I learned that in 2018 when I went to my first personal development seminar. They were like, you were born perfect, whole, and complete. When you can accept that and you can start to move in that, you'll recognize that there's nothing that you need to change. There's nothing that you need to change. The Rhythm Academy says, for me, more equals me being annoying and my nervous system shits the bed. That's real. That is real. That is very real. I feel that. I feel that. But you're not annoying. To the people who love you, you are not annoying. You can never be annoying. Ever. It's like when I look at my daughter, like she furrows her brow. She's like, and I was like, I can't wait to see when you grow up and you're still doing that because I think it's so perfect. I think it's so, that's like her expression, right? Who you are is perfect. And we go through life like having people wanting you to be more like them, because then if you're more like them, then they can understand you, even though they don't even understand themselves. Or they want you to be more like what is acceptable, but we have enough of that already. We have enough of that already. We do not need any more of what already is. We need you. We need you in your all natural form. The Rhythm Academy says, can Mercury in the seventh house refer to a relationship to self? Absolutely. I believe that every relationship is a mirror of the relationship that you have with yourself. And so, yes, the seventh house can definitely be you speaking to yourself and then what shows up as a result. So I like to say preparing for my relationship in a sense, I was reading this book called Calling in the One, and I thought that book was going to be like, how do you manifest and bring in your partner, when it was really about being more of myself. It was me like becoming the version of me that would have that type of relationship show up for me. And so I think that is a perfect example of how everything shows up in life. When you have a healthy relationship with yourself, everything else mirrors that. Ooh, Samantha said she read that book. Girl, that book is amazing. That lady actually she did personal development with Landmark Worldwide, and I literally did personal development. I actually taught some of their courses as well. For about, how long was I doing Landmark? From 2019 to 2023. So about 4 years straight, I was doing Landmark, which is the same program that that author did. So I don't know if anyone in here has done Landmark, but yeah. Oh my God, Landmark is life changing. Landmark is life changing. And if you don't catch yourself, you'll be doing Landmark forever. Nothing's wrong with that, but there comes a time when you actually have to get on the court and do the work. But yeah, Landmark is dope, and she did that work, so that was what inclined me to read that book as well. Okay, Jennifer says Mercury and Scorpio, fourth house, 4-6 emotional projector. I need a mentor ASAP because I'm currently stuck in between different goals, anxiety, and wanting to rest. I feel like I don't have anything to say. Jennifer, have you looked into Confident and Paid? That's my private community where we actually work on those specific things. So I don't know if you know this. Some of you may be new to me. I've literally been a life coach since 2018, 2019. Somewhere around there. Okay. I've coached over 3,000 women and men in being grounded in themselves, finding your voice, building your self confidence, taking up space online, all of that good stuff. And so I do that in a group environment in Confident and Paid. Our next call is actually on August 7th. So we have 2 calls per month, and the next one is August 7th. So if that's something that you need some support in, definitely hop into that. Okay. Highly recommend, Jennifer, if that's something that's in your wheelhouse. Okay. What's the Discord about? So the Discord is going to be focused on TikTok specifically, if I'm being real. The Discord is going to be focused on TikTok specifically. In Confident and Paid, so I'm gonna discern the two, or describe the two, differentiate the two for you right now. So Confident and Paid is where the deeper work goes on, right? That's the self-confidence work. That is the mindset work, the money mindset work. That is the transfer from like corporate America into being a social media influencer, like understanding the different energies that goes into that. That is what Confident and Paid is all about. So we go a lot deeper there, where the Discord is going to be all about TikTok, growing on TikTok, TikTok shop, et cetera, et cetera. So that should support you in just determining which one do I want to get into, because not everyone wants to do TikTok, and I'm fully aware of that. But I understand that most people want to build their confidence to be online and deal with all of the inner workings that kind of prevent you from taking action. So that's the difference between the two. Okay. Does that answer your question, Millie? And by the way, I just set up the Discord yesterday, so I'm going to start putting some stuff in there probably today or tomorrow. But yes, that is what the Discord is all about. It's all about TikTok, specifically growth on TikTok. And then as I grow with TikTok shop, I will be sharing everything, which I'm already going to start sharing that stuff now, because one of the key things that I've learned so far is depending on your goals, everyone's goals are different. My goals are to make as much as I can with TikTok shop. I'm gonna be real. Okay. I do not need a whole bunch of free shit. I'm not trying to have a whole garage of free shit. That is not my intention. And so selecting items that have a high commission rate. If you're getting started with TikTok shop, I just want to share this with you. That's one of the things I wanted to share today anyways. When you are selecting items on TikTok shop, if you have the capability, you want to select things that have a higher commission rate, because if something is only going to pay you, and nothing's wrong with this, if something's going to pay you like 95 cents per sale, and there's other things out there that will pay you $10 per sale, it makes more sense, if you're going to be efficient here, to promote the thing that's going to pay you $10, right? So for example, my screen, I'm trying to get this thing out this box. My screen that I use, the commission on that is probably about $5. And sometimes they change the commission as well. The commission on that screen is like $5 per purchase. And I'm talking about this little, this screen that I share often. And another thing that I have, my microphone, the commission on this is $3, right? This, which is a gimbal that I just ordered, the commission on this is $8, right? And these are actually things I want to use, and I use often. So I am very I don't like a lot of stuff. If I can be honest, I am more of a minimalist than anything. So I like things that I'm actually going to use. And so I am very particular in terms of what I request as a free sample. And then I purchased this myself. They don't even offer free samples on this. So I think this was like $70. Once I start to use this and share it, everyone that purchases it, I get $7 or $8 off of the sale. Another thing that has high commission is like health and wellness things, supplements. So, for example, I shared a video today about the Korean skincare brand that I use. That specific item that I shared, the commission on that is $10. And then they have something else where the commission is $20. So I'm sharing this with you, and I'll be sharing these things in my Discord specifically, but that's why I created the Discord, because there are going to be people that specifically just want to grow on TikTok and they don't want all of the extra stuff that I go into in Confident and Paid. So I figured, why not create that safe space for that specifically? Okay. So that's what that is about. Something else that I wanted to share today. So someone asked me about creating content and having brands reach out to you. So a few years ago, I was doing this before in terms of like representing brands, reaching out to brands. I didn't know I was a projector at that time. And everyone used to say you need to have a portfolio. So I used to create a portfolio. I had one in Canva. Beautiful thing about 2025, especially when it comes to TikTok, and what I love between TikTok and Amazon is that your profile is your resume. It is your portfolio. So when I was taking a shower earlier, I was like, yo, a few years ago when I applied to be an Amazon affiliate, I actually got denied the first time because I didn't have enough of a following, I guess, at the time. And then when I reapplied a few months later, I think I probably had like 2,000 followers on TikTok, right? What was interesting though, Amazon was requiring you to have a following on some other social media platform in order to be an Amazon affiliate. Whereas with TikTok, you can literally just grow your following, focus on one thing. Once you hit a certain number, then you have access. And guess what? With TikTok, you don't have to do all that extra shit that Amazon requires. In order to like really make money through affiliate marketing on Amazon, you got to be emailing, you got to be Pinteresting, you got to be doing a lot, in my opinion. And this is why I love TikTok. I can literally post the content that I love posting, sharing the things that I want, and just tag the item right there, and I can go about my business. And so this morning I got an email from Amazon. They're like, oh, you didn't make any money in the last quarter, so anything that you make, we'll send you next month. And I was like, who gives a fuck? Opens TikTok, made money today already. Right? So there's always an easier way. In my opinion, this is probably why they wanted to shut down Tickety Talk, but that's my personal opinion. TikTok makes it really easy. And I wanted to take that opportunity to encourage you. I don't know who you are, where you are in your life. If you are a girl's girl, TikTok loves you. Okay? And if you love yourself, you would post the content. Okay? Post the content. I do not like bras. I have no interest in bras. I hate wearing bras. I ordered that one sample bra because I was like, this looks like a comfy bra. Put it on, love it so much. And I was like, I'm going to order some more from that brand. Didn't have to. They sent some to me. And I'm excited for more of these opportunities, or more of these times where brands are just going to send stuff to me because we think this would work for you. And why am I sharing this? Because when it comes to being paid to exist, I think a lot of the time, we're just thinking about money in the bank account. Okay. And if it's not money in the bank account, was it worth it? But I want you to just take a moment to think of this. If everything that you needed was provided and you never had the money in your bank account, would you be happy? Would you be happy? Just drop a yes in the chat if you would be happy. If the money never showed up, you never got the $10 million, but you lived a $10 million lifestyle, would you be happy? If the answer is yes, I want you to take on the energy of living that $10 million lifestyle now. And what I mean by taking on the energy, what would you feel? How would you feel, or how do you think you would feel if you had $10 million in savings and investments and in cash? How would you feel? I want you to put it in the chat. How would you feel if you had $10 million sitting in your account? Investment account, cash account, whatever. How would you feel? What would be your feeling? I'm going to go first. My feeling would be freedom, security, safety. Freedom, security, safety. Okay? I'm a Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moon, Scorpio rising. I think that has a lot to do with it. Freedom, security, safety. probably a lot of joy as well. We have free and blissful, safe, supported, secure, like everything always goes my way, like I always get exactly what I want. See, the fact that you can be so clear about how you would feel means that you could choose that feeling now. That means that you could choose that feeling now. And this is the thing about manifestation that most of us don't understand initially. And I'm going to break it down to you now. Everything that you want is because there is a feeling that you wish to experience. There is a feeling that you desire to experience. And you think that if I drink this thing, or if I have this clothing, or if I have this money, then I can finally feel that feeling. The beautiful thing about feelings, though, is you can feel that feeling now. And this is what attracts everything to you. Like attracts like. You cannot manifest something without already having it. Okay? And people take that very literally. Well, how am I going to manifest $1 million if I don't already have the $1 million? If you go back to what I just said, there is a feeling that you are dreaming of having once you have that thing. So if we eliminate the thing and we go straight to the feeling, you can have that feeling now. And when you have that feeling now, you then become a magnet to that thing that you want. Make sense? Make sense? Let me know if this makes sense. Drop a 1 in the chat if this makes sense. Drop a 1 in the chat if this makes sense. Because I want you to start to embody, and I want you to start to have the results that you want in life now. The only reason my TikTok has grown the way it has is because I embody the feeling of I am a well-known, well-renowned, well-paid speaker. And how does she show up? Oh, well, she has an aesthetic background. That's when I already had these plants on the table, but I wasn't recording here consistently. I was recording on the couch. I was recording in my car. I was recording everywhere else. But then I sat down and I said, if I'm a speaker, known worldwide, being flown out, being paid really well, I would have an aesthetic background. I would be showing up a certain way. And then I organize my plans in a different way. And this is where I record. This is like 97% of my videos are recorded here now. Because I'm living into the version of me that is well known, that's called upon, that's booked out. She shows up in a certain way. Did I move my house? Did I buy a whole bunch of shit? No. I had the feeling here first, and then I aligned everything to match that feeling. And so I know being well spoken, being well paid, being well known, people are going to reach out to me. People are going to want my attention. People are going to be buying my products. And so I live in that feeling and I show up from there every single day. So brands sending me stuff, I'm not surprised. Having 61 invites when I opened my TikTok this morning, there were 61 invites in there asking me to work with them. Am I surprised? No, because I'm showing up and I'm taking up my space as the highest version of me. So of course people want to be a part of this. I'm sharing this with you because there's a certain way that you're currently showing up and it does not embody the highest version of yourself. You are still thinking, I need XYZ first, and you don't. Kylie Pitts, the young lady, I think she's 21, 22, something like that. She literally was showing herself cleaning her house every single day. You know, one of the things, I was watching one of her early videos, and she was talking about how she likes expensive things. She was like, I like nice things, with her country ass accent. I like nice things. And because she likes nice things, she kept her house clean. And guess what? Millions of people showed up and watched her cleaning her house, so much so that she built a new house and she's retired her husband. 22, 23 years old. You have to be so crystal clear on the feeling first. Allow that feeling to fill you and then create from there. If you are creating from, I am getting somewhere, oh, when I post this content, then I'll get to be XYZ, that's never going to feel good. That momentum will not last a long time. Because anytime that you are proving yourself, your body is going to be like, what are we doing? This is why we eventually get to hate our jobs. Because it's like, why am I agreeing to go to this job at 9 o'clock every single day until 5 o'clock every single day? Initially, it's fun. Oh my God, I got a new job. They're paying me more. But then that wears off. And so the way that you are going to show up consistently, this is what we talk about in Confident and Paid. I thought that was a good opportunity to like really discern the difference between the two. Who you be as an employee is very different than who you be as a entrepreneur, as a creative, as someone who is simply taking up your space in the world. It's two different energies. Going to a job requires proving, it requires doing things you don't want to do, it requires putting in time that you don't want to put in. Taking up your space does not require any of that. All it requires is you knowing that you are enough. It requires you knowing that you are enough. And so we have to, one, do the self work, the inner work, the stillness work to shed ourselves of that way of being. Yo, me and my man got into it the other day because I'm like, babe, I'm not doing this Turo shit. If you don't know what Turo is like you own cars and you rent them out, right? I was like, I can't do this shit with you no more. I can't do this. It is exhausting. Okay. He'll be like, oh, can I have 3 to 4 hours every day? I need you to drop a car off for me. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I'll do it. And then it'll take 6 hours. It'll take 7 hours. And I'm like, yo, do you know what I could have been doing with this time? And he's like, why do you always have to complain about? I'm not complaining. I'm just letting you know it's inefficient. And so he's like, oh, I don't need your help anymore. Cool, I'll do it myself. And I was like, okay. This man, I have not even seen him for real over the past couple of days. Today he got up at 5 o'clock this morning as like I did, but he was leaving the house at 5 o'clock this morning because he has 2 cars to drop off today and he does not have my help. And am I going to offer my help? No. He's a manifesting generator, by the way. There is this, and I'm going to speak to the generators and Manny Gens. There is this guilt that you seem to experience that you have to do things the hard way. And this is why we need projectors. Projectors living in your slowness, living in your efficiency, building and then relying on the systems that you built. We need to see that. The world needs to see that. Me choosing me and allowing TikTok and my digital products and all of that to do their thing, my man needs to see that. So if I keep doing what he wants me to do, which is be up and down with these fucking cars with him, he won't experience that. He will keep thinking that doing things the hard way is the right way. He's 55. We have a 2-year-old. We want other children. I want another child. He wants another child too. We want another child. If he's working himself to the bone, how are we going to enjoy this family that we dream of? Somebody has got to show us the better way. I'm going to let that be me. So there's a way of being that you are accustomed to. That is your habit. And it is exhausting you. And so the choice is now, am I going to continue to move forward in this way, or am I going to choose something differently? And there is going to be resistance. You have to push through the resistance. You cannot allow the overthinking and the fear to overcome what it is that you want for yourself. And this is why I always recommend get crystal clear on what it feels like to have what you want. What it feels like to me is getting up at any time and traveling wherever I want to. It looks like laying down in bed until 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning and then having brunch. It looks like playing around with my daughter, teaching her how to read, teaching her how to use the potty, laying up with my man, taking a gummy. That's what it looks like. And it feels damn good. And so whenever I get like, is this worth it? Oh my God. I remember the feeling. I tap back into the feeling and I allow that feeling to fuel me. I don't think about, oh, the new house and the new car. Those are material things. I have a Cancer Venus. I'm all about family. I love family time. I love being with my family. I'm about to go be with my family in the Caribbean next week. I cannot wait to see my mom and my dad and my sister. Family time is important to me. Going to the UK in the past couple weeks when I went to the UK and I was with all of my sisters, that was exhilarating to me. They are so special to me. Being able to spend time with them is amazing. And it has nothing to do with $1 million in the bank account. It comes down to the feeling. I want you to understand that your heart was developed before your head. Your heart, emotions were existent before your brain. When you tap into your emotions, you will be better fueled than you ever will by things in your head. Oh, that new house. Oh, that new job. Oh, that new car. Oh, those new clothes. Those things don't have feelings in them. They are a result of your feelings. So when it comes to posting on social media, I want you to tap into the feeling. What is this creating for you? Is it freedom? Is it safety? Is it fun? Is it joy? Is it love? Is it like, I have something valuable to add to the world? What is it? Tap into that feeling again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Because the resistance, the way that you know works, will always be an option. I know how to work hard. I know how to go to a job. Let me just apply to this job. Fuck this. This social media shit, I don't know if it's working. I don't think it's worth it. I don't know if I should keep going. Let me just apply to a better job. I'm going to apply to a better job, and I'm going to apply to a job that has more money. That's going to make the difference. I'm making $250,000 a year now. I'm still going to work, but I'm making more money. That's going to be juicy for about a month, 2 months, maybe 3. And then you will be right back to, fuck. Oh my God, I wish I was doing something else. My last job was December 4th, 2017. I have not worked a job since because I'm sorry, ain't no amount of money that is more valuable than my free time. Being able to wake up at 5 o'clock and then go back to sleep until 10 o'clock? I'm sorry, no amount of money, no amount of material, anything is more valuable than being able to rest when I want to rest. And I'm seeing all of the comments of the Capricorns in here. I see you. I see you. My man is a Capricorn moon, by the way. Taurus sun, Capricorn moon, Taurus rising, Taurus Venus, Taurus Mercury. He got that energy as well. But guess what? There are more efficient ways. He could get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do an hour of trading. He could sleep till 9 o'clock, do an hour of trading, and like, there are more efficient ways. This is the beautiful thing about astrology. Because we have different placements, there's different energy for different things. Just so you know, right? Jupiter and Venus, and I talked about this a few times. Let me bring this back into the conversation, right? Jupiter and Venus, in my opinion, I take Venus as the spiritual level of manifestation. I've talked about the 3 planes of manifestation: spiritual, mental, and physical. Okay. And the way that I work them together, the spiritual is Venus, the mental is Jupiter, and Mercury is the physical plane. What are you actually doing, right? This is where it comes to social media. So even if you have a Capricorn moon or a Capricorn sun, maybe even a Capricorn Venus. You got to tap into what motivates you. Your Venus sign is what motivates you. What do you want the money for? What do you want the material things for? Maybe you want a big ass house so you can have access to everything that you want right in your home environment. Why do you want access to everything in your home environment? Oh, so I can have some ease. So I don't have to go anywhere. We have to get present to the power of emotion. Okay? Tap into your Venus sign. Do not allow your Cap Sun, your Cap Moon, your Cap placement. Oh, I'm supposed to work hard. Okay, there's a reason why, and you get to leverage them. This is why I love astrology. Every planet has a purpose. Okay, this is why when we were coming up and we only learned our sun sign and we attribute I'm a Cancer, so everything's because I'm a Cancer. No, the fuck it's not. No, the fuck it's not. This is why you have a moon sign, a sun sign, a Mars sign, a Saturn sign, a Mercury sign. All of them have a purpose. I think the greatest thing that we can learn is ourselves. Okay, we are filled, literally pumped with information about all these other things, history, other people, celebrities, all this shit that we cannot use. But when you learn yourself, you can maneuver this physical experience, this human experience, way more powerfully. Okay, way more powerfully. Samantha says, I feel like I'm more in my 2 hermit mode than not so posting on social. So that's why posting on social media feels heavy. Let me just scroll up because, oh, you're a 2-4. Okay, got it. Okay, got it. That's actually really beautiful. And you're a Cap Sun. Okay, beautiful. So interesting. Oh, you know what's so funny? It's so funny when you look at your chart and you really break it down and you're like, wow, look at all of the contradictory aspects of me. So you're a Cap Sun. I'm supposed to work hard, but you're a 2-4 profile. What is that trying to tell you? What is that trying to teach you right there? It's going to require you to chill out. It's going to require you to rely on that 4 line, which is the networking line more. Allow your people to go do the work for you. This is why we can't just like hook on to one aspect of us and be like make our entire lives that. You're a 2-4 Cap Sun. There's a reason for that. And so you don't need to post on social media all the time. And it also doesn't need to feel heavy. Who's opening my garage? Oh, look at my tired man. Look at my tired man. He's home. By the way, y'all, I'm probably going to be on for another 20 minutes because I'm about to give that man a massage because I know he's tired. I know he's tired. I know he's tired. I know he's tired. And he needs some loving. He do. So again, we do not want to just like attach ourselves to that one aspect of us and feel like that is everything. Shell says, as Capricorns, we're so hard on ourselves. Yeah, unnecessarily so. Unnecessarily so. He's all earth energy, bless his heart. I know. That's why he got this water sign girly. Hi, baby. Let's see. Pisces sun, Cat moon, Sagittarius rising. I'm all over the place. Delegation. Yes, Samantha. Yes. Delegate. Get comfortable with that. Get super comfortable with that. And you're a Manny Jen. Get super comfortable with that. Shell says Venus and Pisces, 3rd house. These charts go so deep. Yeah, they do. Like, think about it. Like, all of these different, what do you call it? All of these different planets were in different places and all these things impact you. All of these different aspects impact you and make you more of who you be. And so when we're not fully aware of that, then it's like, oh, I'm just going to operate this one specific way all of the time. 4-6 Manny Gen. Yeah. But when we learn ourselves and learn different aspects of ourselves, and we can maneuver more powerfully, more succinctly, more effortlessly. Venus in Aquarius in the 10th house. What's with the face? Remember what I said, you are born whole, perfect, and complete. And so when you learn more and more about you, you can learn how all of these different aspects actually serve you, because they all serve you. They all serve you. Like I said, I have a Leo midhaven in the 10th house. So I understand. This is why, as much as I loved the Twitter spaces, which is where a lot of people actually met me on Twitter, it's like I understand that there is power in being seen. I'm a Leo. This is why my hair is the color it is. My skin is all gorgeous. There's power in me showing up. Right. And so if I were to hide in the Twitter spaces or the podcast, it was like, yes, I could still be effective. But I understand that like the height of my effectiveness is utilizing my Leo, which is also my Mars. I think I'm my Mars sign, right? I have Leo and Mars. And so I understand that in order to make things happen, I get to leverage that energy. That's what Mars is all about, how you get things done. Right. And so, again, your responsibility, and we don't have to learn all of it at once. We learn one aspect and we add it in and we add it in and we add it in. Right. But the more that you learn yourself, the more you learn how to capitalize on these different energies and make the most of them. And make the most of them. Okay. So, I never thought about what? I love me some delegation. That's how you what is it called, like your zone of genius, right? Like we're literally meant to be focused on our zone of genius. It's the most efficient use of our energy possible, right? Your zone of genius. And so in order to have things done in life, if you're focused on your zone of genius, and for example cleaning your house is not a zone of genius, are you going to focus your energy on cleaning your house, or are you going to delegate that? Like it's that simple. You want to be the most productive and efficient version of you and utilize your energy in the best ways possible. Back to us not having anything to prove. You do not need to have the badge of honor of I worked hard. So what you get to do is to focus on your zone of genius. Where are you most fulfilled, most efficient, make the most difference, have the most impact? And then everything else, I'm going to call Charlene. I'm going to call Jonathan. I'm going to call the gardener. I'm going to get a maid. I'm going to get an assistant. Why do you think actors and musicians have agents? Because the best use of their time is improving on their vocal cords, resting their vocal cords, learning the music, learning their lines, not out getting a job for themselves. See yourself in that light. See yourself in that light because you are a big deal. One of the reasons why I love TikTok, because they already have a built-in platform where they push you out to brands. And this is for the people that want to be like a, what do you call it, influencer, or if you want to generate income from things like affiliate marketing and get brand deals and stuff. You really want to start, like, take TikTok seriously for as long as we have TikTok, because they have tools built in that will change your life. There was a time where I was sending out proposals to get brands to work with me, and that was before I learned that I was a projector, right? So this was years ago. And then to now grow to where I've grown to in terms of TikTok, and learn that they have a built-in networking platform that once you reach a certain number of followers, they push your content out to these different brands. And then the brands say, oh, yes, we want to work with that person, or no, we don't. So I don't even have to think about reaching out to brands. And because brands have recognized TikTok's stake in the game, literally every single day, over 2,000 brands, companies, whatever, are joining TikTok. Every day. Remember, there are over 8 billion people in the world. I can't count that high. I won't even try. So understand that there is more than enough opportunity for you if you take yourself seriously. So literally from the palm of my phone, the palm of my hand. How long did he put that food on for? From the palm of my hand, I am creating the content, editing the content, posting the content, getting money from the content. Brands are seeing me from the content. Invitations are coming to me. My digital products are being sold. I'm building community, all from the palm of my hand. The same is available to you. But you have to commit to that version of life where things are flowing for you. This is why I always say set the GPS and then follow it. Just go. Allow it to redirect as it redirects. Set the GPS and go in that direction. If you keep interfering and seeing that, you're the one getting in the way. Okay? And what's really getting in the way is the self doubt. Remember, before you even came here, your parents probably had jobs. So you were being conditioned around a job before you were even old enough to understand what a job was. So there's going to take a little it's going to take a little work, and really the energetic work, to go in a different direction. So have grace for yourself. It's not going to happen overnight. Before you were even old enough to know what a job was, you were experiencing your parents working a job, the people in your environment working a job, people at school at when you grow up, what do you want to be? Before you were even conscious enough. So from then until now, however old you are now, you are being conditioned to work a job. And so now this looks like a phenomena to make money from your phone, to get paid to exist. This is not real. This is a phenomenon. This could only work for certain people. But we are also in Pluto and Aquarius. So the end of the hard working era is over. We are now in a new era. This is why, what is it, Gen Z, I guess, the really young kids, like they're literally building businesses at the age of 12, 13, 14. They have grown a totally different era. And this is why I specifically love to focus on women my age, because I understand we literally came up on that thin line where there was no social media. You had a flip phone or you had a sidekick. You weren't posting videos of everything you did online. And then we came up in the era where Instagram was popping, then Snapchat, now TikTok. So we're on this thin line of what I like to say is a thin line of confusion, where we were on the both sides. And as the girl that's been on social media for a long time but hasn't had a job since 2017 and has been banking on social media for that long, I have something to teach you. And it's less about the actual content creation piece, and it's more about the mindset and the energetics of trusting that you were born at the right time. So, again, have grace for yourself. You have been in the conditioning for a very long time. And I want to say that it's very important for you to be around people like me who are living proof of what it is to bank on you, who are living proof that you can do everything from your phone, who are living proof that you do not need to do more. You get to be more. Whether you're consuming their content on YouTube, TikTok, you're in a community with them, you hire them as a coach, a mentor, whatever. Because being around people like this is going to teach you a new way of being. And being is what creates results. First, you be it, then you do in alignment with that, and then you have the results. Okay? Drop a little hamburger in the chat if you got what you needed, especially in that last piece of the conversation. We're not done yet, but I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. Drop a little hamburger. I haven't had a good burger since France, since I was in Nice. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I want to encourage you, have grace. This is not a race. We're not running, we're not proving ourselves. We're simply recognizing where we are and where we want to be. And we're accepting that there's a journey between the two pieces. And it's okay to go on a journey. Journeys mean adventure. Journeys mean fun. Journeys mean meeting new people. Journeys mean learning new things. Journeys are fun. Millennials, where are you at? Yes. Yes. We are blessed. To be a millennial is amazing. To like come up in a time where you were wearing like work clothes to the club. You were wearing work clothes to the club. I remember like, yo, popping ass happy hours after work, wearing work clothes to the club. Nobody had a camera out. You're just having the time of your life, passing out in the Uber, going back home. Like millennials, it was a time. And I feel like we have the best personalities. This is one of my, and you can fight it if you want. My opinion is like millennials are the best people for social media because we have fucking personality. Millennials got personality, okay? Millennials have personality. And this is why I always say my favorite people are millennials because you're my people. But I always say that millennials are conditioned to work a job. And then when it comes to putting that personality online, we struggle. We struggle because we're like, how do we bring that to online? Is that even appropriate? How is it going to land? But it can. It absolutely can. It absolutely can. It absolutely can. The Rhythm Academy says nothing bad, just learning all these tools and aspects one at a time, one moment at a time, and then utilizing them. That's all. Yes, that's all. Amira said, this is so in alignment. Ever since I found your ecosystem, I've begun to study myself more, human design and astrology, so I can understand myself and grow from there. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Everything before this was like someone wanting you to be either a version of them or a version of what was accepted. It doesn't work. Being yourself is everything. Being yourself is everything. Can TikTok be leveraged with faceless content? Yeah, faceless can work on any platform. Absolutely. I will tell you this, I am not a faceless supporter proponent because I believe that you have a whole economy attached to your name. And a part of it can be faceless, but then that's going to be more years of you practicing being hidden. Take up your space, all of you. All of you. There's so many opportunities. There's so much joy attached to you. There's so much joy attached to you. So take up your space. But to short answer, yes, you can definitely do faceless with TikTok. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Rhythm Academy says millennials, we're an entire generation of cycle breakers, and sometimes that's really hard, but we were built for it. Absolutely. Whew, absolutely. And this is why you're welcome, Jennifer, me being 36, my man being 55, I understand that a lot of the resistance is because he's from a totally different generation. And a part of me being here is to teach him a new way. And so I don't get upset. In the moment, sometimes I'll be pissed off and I'm like annoyed, but I recognize that we are two completely different generations together. And so there are some things that I get to learn from him, and there's some things he gets to learn from me. Absolutely. Because we are cycle breakers. We are cycle breakers. It's scary. It feels heavy. It feels like a lot. But once we just accept, and it's not cycle breakers like we're making a difference for them, we are just of a different time. And when we just accept that and we live in that, not to prove anything to them, but just to be ourselves, that's where the difference happens. That is what has my mom, after years of being like, why you gotta be in lingerie and sharing yourself? And then she's like, let me go order me some lingerie. Like, I was like, mm-hmm. You were saying all that judgmental shit, but it would really like it was an opportunity for you to love yourself. Me being myself showed you how to love yourself. So me, I have a Chiron in Cancer, and Cancer is the mother rune, and so I had to really get present to like any beef that I have with my mom is just created in my head. The moment that I am present to the fact that me being me is actually healing her, that changed our entire relationship. And so now she's excited for me to come home next week because she wants me to put her onto social media. Do you hear me? Being yourself is going to heal your bloodline. It is going to break the generational cycle. You being yourself is all that's necessary. Okay? There's not enough proving. You could never prove yourself enough to change your generational traumas, your generational cycles. If you continue to do it their way, nothing is going to change. If I continued to work a job in finance in New York City, nothing in my family was going to change. Because working hard and having a title was everything. And I said, I'm not doing that anymore. And whatever it looks like, it's going to look like it. Trust me, it will be figured out, but I am not doing that anymore. I am not going to further the hard work badge. I'm not doing it. And as a result, guess what? Sarah being Sarah, guess what? My entire bloodline is changing. My sister calls me her cash cow. She's like, ooh, let me go see how many followers my cash cow has now. Why? Because my sisters, who are all younger than me, they're into social media, but they're consumers. So me glowing up and being successful is giving them permission as well. If you've never heard this before, you fulfilling your purpose and living your truth will heal 7 generations before you and 7 generations after you. You being you walking in your shoes, being authentic to you, will heal 7 generations before you and 7 generations after you. So again, don't be out here trying to tell people what to do and convince them to buy this and convince them to do the personal development work because I was there. Don't do that. Do it for you. Apply it in your own life. Be proof that it works. And I promise you that will be enough. That will be enough. On God. On God. On God. Okay, we're about to wrap up. Amira says, yes, we are the best generation, period. Period. And you are right. We do struggle with the transition of our real personality to, yeah, we do. We do. We do. Again, coming up in a time where there was no, and I grew up, I will say, I like to say I grew up in Brooklyn. I grew up in Brooklyn. Okay, we used to have a time, okay, bashment style, no camera. So how do you bring that to, yeah, we're going to bring that same personality. Bring that personality. That's exactly what your people want from you. Bring that personality. Bring that personality. Jennifer says, I need people like you in my life. Well, here I am. Here I am. The Rhythm Academy says, so beautiful. Thank you so much for this. You're so welcome, Queen. You're so, so welcome. Samantha says that is so true. I'm always influencing people around me just by what I do and standing 10 toes down on it. It's that simple. Someone yesterday was asking me, like, how do you sell online? I was like, you're not selling. You're sharing. You're sharing. That's it. I love me some Costco, okay? I love me some Costco and I love me some water. This is the best water I've found at Costco yet. It is alkaline water. It has a pH of 9.5 at the time of bottling. At the time of bottling. It's purified. I drink like 2 or 3 of these a day. Okay, that's my skincare routine. I add some body oil and all that stuff, but this is my skincare routine right here. I don't have to say, go buy water. You need this water. I don't need to do that. This is the water I drink. This is the results that it creates. If you want some of this, get you some of this water. And then I move on with my life. Allow you to choose for yourself. The moment that you feel like you need to convince someone of something, you've already lost. You cannot convince people of anything. People know what they want and they see that you have what they want. It's up to them to choose. Whenever you spend time in the convincing, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You always have to operate in life like you're good. I'm good. I'm good regardless. I don't need anything. I already have everything that I need. This water is life changing. And I'm just letting you know I got it from Costco. Just sharing. I got mine from Costco. And you move on. And then you check your affiliate account and you're like, oh shit, 99,000 people bought that water. That easy. That easy. That's the art of being unattached. That's the art of being unattached. That's how your TikTok, your YouTube, your Instagram, your Twitter, all of that will grow. That's how your bank account will grow. Being unattached because you're already good. You're already good. And this is why I'm going to wrap this up on this point here. This is why I encourage you to tap into your Mercury placement, because it is you speaking from you. Whenever you are wanting to get people to follow you, whenever you're wanting to get people to buy something from you, that is not your Mercury placement. That's more than likely your Chiron, if we're being honest. That's your wound. If I bend over enough, if I beg enough, if I prove myself enough, then they'll probably buy something from me. And more than likely, they will not. Because that proving energy, that I'm not good enough energy, it is so crystal clear. But that Mercury energy, that I'm simply sharing energy, what works for me, it lives as, oh, she's just sharing because she's good. That is effective. That is efficient. That is the difference maker. Shell says the 7 generations healing got me. Yeah. Remember what I said earlier, right? You never know what is going to make a difference with people. So show up in all of you and allow them to get whatever they get. Because you never know where people are. You never know what they're dealing with. You never know what their goals are. You never know what they're moving towards. So you may be thinking, oh, let me record this 7 times until it's perfect. Let me have the perfect script. And then it flops. Why? Because you were trying to get it perfect. But you don't need you don't know what your people need. You're simply meant to show up. I don't know if you've read the artist page, the artist way. And it's like, just show up to the page and allow what's supposed to flow through you to flow through you. That's your responsibility. But when you show up and you're like, oh no, it got to be buttoned up and perfect, and blocking the blessings. Anyways, let's do a little deep breathing exercise because today was fun. We started with some Mercury retrograding stuff, and we got into some really good, not only healing conversation, but very empowering conversation. So happy to know that I'm amongst my millennial girls, right? So if you can, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And we're going to do 3 deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. One last deep breath in and out. Shake it off. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. The most important thing you need to know today is that you are whole, perfect, and complete. You are exactly where you need to be. Everything that you need along this journey will be provided. And the best thing that you can do is to show up, post the content, and allow life to pay you. Okay? I love you. I will see you back on YouTube in 2 weeks. Between now and then, probably going to pop up on live on TikTok. If you're interested in growing on TikTok, I have just started the what you call it, the Discord, which I need to learn a little bit about, but it's there. If you want to jump in now and get some direct one-on-one access, you can. If you want to jump into the more deeper work, I highly recommend Confident and Paid. And if you just want to start with your Mercury placement, everything is available to you in my Stand store. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. And let's get this motherfucking money. I love you.